Right, hello there everyone, welcome back to James Redmond TV and welcome to another video on the James Redmond YouTube channel. I'm not sure if this is going to be a Redmond roundup yet because it's kind of just a reaction to Ronaldo signing for Nassr. Haven't done any research on the pronunciation of the name, therefore to anyone who's watching who may be offended by the pronunciation throughout this video, I do apologise. Let's analyse what is probably one of the biggest stories in football at the moment, but one of the most least important stories at the moment, because let's be honest, I feel like Ronaldo has done absolutely everything in the game that he has needed to do, and times 5, because when you think about the accolades, when you think about the goals, and when you think about, let's say, the technical ability that he has in comparison to somebody like Messi, there was no real reason for him to have generated the numbers, generated the success in multiple different leagues that Lionel Messi achieved as well. Lionel Messi's greatness and talent was always going to lead him. And not to mention hard work. People act like Messi just sits down for 6.5 days of the week and then just turns up for the game. Absolutely not the case. Lionel Messi, best believe, will work his bollocks off because he's not only the example on the pitch, he's got to set the example in things like training, or would have had to have done over time. Now, not so much because credit in the bank and whatever have you. But Ronaldo's done that. He's got the accolades, he's got all these things. Now he's getting a big money transfer. The one thing I hated about the whole Ronaldo situation is that he was getting put into a conversation that he never really should have been in it. The fact that we thought it was unbelievable in itself because, again, he was never on the level of Messi, and because of the numbers that was translating onto the pitch and the success that was equal, it was putting him into those conversations. But from a direct footballer to another, there was no real comparison. So it depends what your sort of eye prefers, if you will. If you prefer just somebody putting the ball in the back of the net, fair enough. If you prefer it to be done in a specific way, fair enough. And I just always say, like, you know, with the goal to game ratio, Messi's better. Success, I think he was more important for his teams. Like, if Ronaldo never played for Real Madrid, I still think Real Madrid achieve a lot of what they achieved. I don't think that's just directly down to Ronaldo, but of course he's still a massive part. And plus, if somebody else came in, they're probably not going to replicate the numbers. Ronaldo found a way to score goals. He was the outlet. He was the man from probably about 2014 onwards who just looked to add to the goal tally. And that's exactly what Lionel Messi has sort of done as he's got into his older age. But he still adds the creative element to his game, to what makes him very beneficial for the likes of Kylian Mbappe, etc. So what do I think about the move to Al Nassr? I'm made up for Ronaldo. Go away, get money, get the spotlight off him. I don't think he needs it. And I think any longer in European football or whatever would have hindered his legacy. I really do. You know, it's like live long enough to die, you know, be the hero, live long enough to die a villain, whatever the saying is. I think that would have ended up happening with Cristiano. You see it all the time in mixed martial arts where, you know, say if Anderson Silva retires after he knocks out Vitor Belfort with the front kick. If he retires after that fight, people are thinking, wow, what a guy Anderson Silva was. No one beat him, this, that and the other. The 10-fight win streak, 10 years on top. Could afford a heavyweight. And what remains to be is that Anderson Silva, in a lot of people's eyes, isn't the GOAT because they realise what Anderson Silva become. A guy who decided to go on to fight the Uriah Halls and Israel Adesanya when he was, like, you know, when Anderson Silva himself was past it, Adesanya was getting into his prime, and then fights Jake Paul. So it kind of hinders the memory of, wow, the GOAT, the greatest. But of course, a lot of people in hindsight, I think, will remember him as the greatest. That being said, Ronaldo, if he stayed, I think it would have had a similar hindrance on his legacy because he was falling out of relationship with the United fans. In fact, I think that relationship is now dismantled. And I think it should be if you're a Manchester United fan. I don't see any reason why you should support a guy who evidently used your club as a stepping stone. And just based on the standards that Manchester United set, you probably don't want to accept that. You know, no player's bigger than the club, except Ronaldo is probably bigger than, I don't want to say he's definitely bigger than Man United, but he probably is. And that's not disrespectful to just Man United. You can probably throw Liverpool into that conversation. He's such a worldwide, well-known name that when he plays, people watch. It's kind of like Lionel Messi. It's kind of like what Mbappe has become, Haaland has become, Núñez is becoming. And the reason why I mentioned Núñez there is because Liverpool fan or not, like him or don't, you're focusing on what he's doing. That's what Ronaldo's been for years, and that's why he had to go eventually, because now at least we can remember him for being just an absolute machine on numbers, trophies, and remember him for the hard worker that he was. And he's not dead. I'm acting like that, you know, we're all going to be having to wear black like the way I am today, and we're going to have to do all of this. Not the case. He's still perfectly fine and healthy, I would like to assume, but it's at the end of an era. You know, I now consider Ronaldo basically retired because I think the league that he's playing in is probably the equivalent of the 6th division of English football. I really do believe that. But if that means he can now add more club goals to his record, he can add more Saudi Arabian trophies, I suppose, then that adds to the lineage of what is a great career already. And yeah, I think that's really good. Well done, Cristiano Ronaldo. Signs out, you know what I mean? And if anyone hates it, then I think it's a bit weird. I don't think United fans have to like Ronaldo for what he's done at United. And I don't think people have to like the comparisons to Messi and Ronaldo, because to me, it just should have never been a conversation. Never. Not even in remotely the same breath. But is Ronaldo someone who over-exceeded? Yes. Should that be celebrated? Absolutely. And is he one of the greats? 100%. Accolades speak for itself and whatever have you. And people will remember Ronaldo for different reasons opposed to how they remember Messi. They'll probably remember Ronaldo like, you know, posing with the Champions League. Whereas they'll remember Messi scoring that goal against, what was it, Sevilla in the Copa del Rey or whatever it was. Or Athletic Bilbao. It was a team that kind of looked like Sunderland, I'm not too sure. But either way, you get the point in the premise. Let's fucking love Ronaldo for what he is. But when you compare him to Messi, expect a little bit of disrespect to be thrown. Or what you would perceive as disrespect. Because me saying Ronaldo isn't a better dribbler than Lionel Messi, nor has ever been a better dribbler than Messi, is not me disrespecting Ronaldo. It's me being honest. You know, someone said to me yesterday, you know, negativity is an illness. Well, honesty is a blessing. And the honest fact here is that as good as Ronaldo is, Messi is that much better tenfold. And this isn't a Messi versus Ronaldo video, but it's always what the conversation leads to. Which is why I am basically setting the premise that I hope we all agree, as football and fans, that Ronaldo is still great. But we also understand why we have to diminish his accolades in a sense. Because yes, he has similar goals. He has more goals, but Messi has a better goal-to-game ratio. They have similar trophies. Messi has more Ballon d'Ors. So I do feel like that Messi has edged it in terms of accolades, goals, creating goals. And then now fast forward to just the World Cup and stuff like that. But Ronaldo should still be looked at as one of the greats. Because I don't want people to also sit there and be like, oh, but remember United, remember Juventus. He still did really well. It just might not being the right choice for those teams. When he joined Juventus went shit, but he went really good in that team because everyone was focused on getting the ball to Ronaldo. Manchester United, very same thing. They finished second, Ronaldo joins, they finish sixth. But Ronaldo gets all the goals and all the glory, but then Bruno Fernandes, who was doing insane before, is now not doing so well. And even since Ronaldo leaving, you can probably see Bruno stepping out of his shell a little bit more again. So I think there's an overall benefit there to Manchester United's team. But let me know what you think about the transfer, mate. It's a huge transfer in terms of news, but again, in terms of importance, significance, couldn't be more irrelevant to my life, to be dead honest with you. And that's why I want to take this video and give a chance to a player who caused me a lot of nightmares over the years for Real and for Manchester United, to congratulate him on a great career and have a belter. I don't see myself, well actually I do see myself talking about Ronaldo sometime soon, because I'm sure he'll score a hat-trick in his debut and people will be calling him the GOAT. But until that day, I'm going to be done talking about Ronaldo. So yeah, mate, let me know what you think in the comments down below about everything I've said. If you didn't like the video, smash a dislike. But if you liked it, please smash a like or comment. Just interacting with the video helps it get it out there. So really appreciate it, guys. Much love to every single one of you and your mothers. And I'll see you all in a bizzle. Peace.